everybody, it's Carol here at Oak House Journals, and as always a very big warm welcome. Thank you for joining me. I love having you with me, I really do. This is my guest check for prompt number 26, and as you can see, I've already gone ahead and covered it with one of the backgrounds that I created for the previous prompt, number 25, which was wax. So as you saw, I did a wax resist, and this was one of the pieces that I fell in love with and I wanted to play with. So I've already, as I say, gone ahead and covered up my guest check with it. So I'm going to start off this morning with an apology for my efforts today, because I'm going to do prompt number 26, and Amy set a really simple prompt for this one, magazine image. Now you would think that would be incredibly easy to do, but I have really struggled to come up with some inspiration for doing this one. Maybe it's because we are a family that doesn't have magazines lying around the house. So I've been scouting around here at home trying to find a magazine image that I could use, and I even ended up resorting to the flyer magazines that come through my letterbox for clothing, and I use these all the time as my glue books. I've pulled out these two, and you can probably see straight away why I've done that. This shot of colour across the top here is perfectly picked up in these backgrounds here. But the actual images themselves aren't inspiring to me at all. I mean, I did think I could use this lovely girl here and do the usual things, put some wings behind her, but it wasn't working for me. And similarly, this lovely lady, nope, I didn't want her on my guest check. So I'm going to put these to one side, as much as I love the backgrounds, and I may well bring in those backgrounds in a feature on my guest check in a minute or two. I don't know, might do. This one actually did arrest my attention because I love this bit, counting chickens in a teddy fur jacket. I just thought that was crazy. I have bantams here in the garden, as you probably know. I love my girls. They're very cute, full of character. And obviously, as soon as I saw the hen there, it made me look at the image, and then I read this. So, believe it or not, the colour of her teddy jacket, and I never knew these fluffy jackets were called teddy fur jackets, but the colour of her jacket is within a hair's breadth of this shading down here at the bottom. So I thought it might be fun to use her on here, but where and how, I really don't know. I am thinking that I might just use her as a tuck spot, and then perhaps go in and use these backgrounds to create a tag or something to go in the pocket. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to back this onto some stiffer paper, because this is just, as you can see, magazine paper. It's sturdier than most, it's got a nice feel than most, or a nicer feel than most. I just want something that's going to give it a little bit more sturdiness. So I'm going to find a scrap of paper and I'm going to back this onto that. And I'm also going to use this counting chickens in a teddy fur jacket on here, because I think that just might be quite quirky. So, okay, I'm going to go away and get that done now. So this is my image now. You saw me back her onto one piece of magazine paper. Well, I actually went ahead and backed her onto a second piece. And the reason I've done that is because, well, the prompt is magazine or a magazine image, but I thought I might as well actually use the magazine paper. So she's still drying, but she feels a good weight. And when it's dry, I think it's going to be pretty sturdy along the edges. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just fussy cut round the outside of her and work out where I want her placed on my piece. So as you can see, I'm just folding around my image on the page or on the guest check to get an idea of how she's going to look. I was hoping that this portion would come right across here, but it's it's fine. I can always improvise with that a little bit. So I'm just going to cut away down this side edge. So I'm thinking something like that. Just drop that hat down a little bit. Yep, I'm thinking something as simple as that, and I'm going to stitch all the way round here. I'm wondering whether or not to bring my sewing machine down and stitch this edge. You know me, I love stitching, but I'll have a think about that in a moment. What is going through my head is whether or not to put a edging of this purple paper down the outside of my lady. So let's just have a little look and see what that looks like. I would like to keep the uneven edge that I've got. I'm just wondering whether it would frame it slightly, and I actually think it would do. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to use this piece, I'm going to use this one because it's slightly darker. And oh, now I need to get a sturdy edge to this, and I'm just wondering the best way to do it. I think if I glue her on here like that, then I can roughly maybe tear that edge away. Yeah, I think that's going to be the best way to do it. Like that. Yep, I need to glue her on there, so let's do that. I'm just going to pop that down on there. This purple edge is turned over, as you can see on the reverse here. So this has given me a stronger edge than if I just put a single portion of the magazine paper. But I'm really loving how the colour frames the girl. And I've just gone round, I hope you can see, with just a single line of machine stitching round her outline. And if I pop her on my background, it solved the bit of dilemma that I had down here and actually here. So what I'm going to try and do now, and one of the reasons why I wanted the double thickness of magazine paper, is I'm just going to try and roughly tear away round the image so that it leaves me with a little bit of this purple border, and it actually shows a bit more of the background, because most of that is hidden. Actually, I've got my card upside down. But I am liking how it's picking up that purple up there, so I'm just going to give this a try now. And yeah, I think that's worked pretty well. I'm quite happy with that edge. I'm just going to ink it up a little bit though. I've just pulled out milled lavender, so I'm hoping that that will be a pretty good match. And I'm just doing it to get rid of the white core from the magazine paper where I've ripped it away. And that's looking quite nice actually. Just a little bit to stroke along the edge, maybe a little bit on her hat. I'm going to stitch all the way around this piece. So I think that's my next job to do. I've chopped out that heading, counting chickens in a teddy fur jacket, and I thought I might just layer it up over the top here, and I thought I might actually try backing it in some of this paper as well to see if I can make it stand out a little. If I put it down there, even though it's got a brown backing to it and the wording is this pinky colour here, I'm actually thinking that it's probably not going to stand out enough. So I think I will just try trimming this a little bit more across the top there, and then trim a piece of this paper to size, see what it looks like, and audition it on my piece. Because if I don't like it backed with that and it's too much, then I can always just leave it as it is or come up with another solution. There are quite a few words here, so it's going to take up a lot of room, and I'm wondering if I could do something like that, counting, if I can't get counting chickens in as one word, or two words rather, because I was wondering whether I could get that up there like that. and then just have inner teddy fur jacket down here. Okay, so first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch round here and then trim that to size and trim a little bit of paper as well and see what that looks like, and then take it from there. I've backed the labels with a little bit of this purple magazine paper. This I doubled over, glued just to make it firmer, and then I've just chopped my title in half, and I thought that I would have it staggered a little bit like that on my piece, but I'm thinking that's all too much. It's all I'm looking, or all I'm seeing is straight down to that, and this all goes into the background. So I'm wondering now whether I would have been better leaving the title without the backing. So I'm just going to cut it away and go with the original idea that I had and not back it. So I've trimmed around the edges and got rid of the purple, and I'm just going to place these pieces on here, as I mentioned, something like that really, but I do need to go around the outside edges with a little bit of this milled lavender. Actually, by backing these labels or this title with the purple paper, it's made it a little bit more robust. And I'm just going to go in with my art glitter glue. And I think it definitely looks softer without that purple edging on it. I'm just going to give that a little press down with my bone folder. Okay, so that's that finished. Now I'm thinking that I do want to have something just to pop in the pocket here. So what I was thinking was maybe making use of this purple that I've got here. I think I'm going to have enough to be able to put in there because, yeah, I think I've got enough. So I'm just going to find some scrap paper again, just to back this with. Okay, I've just got a piece of the scrap background from the last project I did, or the last prompt I did, and I'm going to just use that portion down there of the magazine paper, and I am going to wrap it round. Let's have a look. That's what it's going to look like on the reverse. Actually, I'm not sure if I'm liking this image on the back, so I'm just going to use this portion down the front here, and I'll put something on the back. What can I use for the back? That piece, I've got this scrap piece of background, which is the same as that, which is almost, absolutely almost the right size. So I'm just going to trim this down really slightly so that it will fit and it won't make a difference to the tag itself. Let's see if that works any better. Oh, that was a bit of luck, wasn't it? Right, let's have a look. So, yeah, I can glue that on there still slightly. No, it's fine. Yeah, okay. So that's what I'm going to do, everybody. I am going to glue this on the front. So let's get that done. Just line up my magazine page with my top and bottom corners. There we go, that doesn't look too bad, and you can't really tell that that is a carpet and part of that lady's dress, so I'm okay with that. And now I'm just going to put some glue on the reverse and go in with this piece. So again, lining up my corners as carefully as I can. going to run round this on my sewing machine. Let's just pop it in the pocket and see what it looks like. So I can have it that way round if I wanted to, and it picks up the edging there. Or I can turn it round and have that like that. But that is obviously identical to what we've already got, so I'm not going to have it round that way. As I say, I'm going to go away and do some stitching on my machine. I'm just going to put a little bit of milled lavender along the edge. So there we go, everybody. That's the finished little journaling spot to go inside. I need to smooth down the stitching on the reverse just using my bone folder, but I didn't do that, and I went in with some stenciling paste using one of the Tim Holtz mini stencils. Now this isn't quite dry yet. I love the effect of the white against this deep purple colour, but I can't put it in the pocket as yet because it's not dry, but I will do some photos at the end when it is dry. So that's my finished piece for this prompt number 26, which was magazine image. Do I like it? Not at all, I'm afraid. I love this. I like the fact that you can't see that that actually is part of the lady's dress. And actually there's a tiny little starburst in this corner with a white star in it, which picks up the white that I've used for the stenciling. I love my backgrounds. I'm really pleased with that. This is most definitely outside my comfort zone. I just didn't have any inspiration for this at all. So very uninspiring, I'm afraid, everybody. But at least I managed to hit the prompt, use the image, and I'm pretty pleased that I've got my title in. I think that's quite funny. So there we go, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great week. Take care of yourselves, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye now.